As I was creating this piece, I thought a lot about family and flowers and plants. My family loves to garden, and so do my husband's family. After washing down this old workbench, I decided I'd better shellac it first to seal it. It was just an old plywood bench with a pegboard background, so I applied a coating of shellac. When I first started this bench, I really didn't have a plan for it, so I thought I'd just use some old paint I had around the house, some flat green paint, and I gave it a coat of paint. But as I painted it, I began to think about other uses for this besides a tool bench, and I decided I would turn it into a beautiful potting bench. Once I had decided to turn it into a potting bench, I knew I'd want to use my favorite DIY paints to paint it with. DIY paint is clay-based and covers well. So I chose Apothecary, which is a gray-green color. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. That's where we are right now, isn't it? We all have to believe in tomorrow. This COVID virus thing has really been scary. People are at odds with each other. Where to wear a mask or not wear a mask. Is it real? Is it not real? Shut the businesses, open the businesses. It's a hard time. Next, I applied a stencil I created with my silhouette cameo. It's a gardening quote that I thought would be very appropriate for a potting bench. I used a little black dress and a makeup sponge to sponge the stencil. This is a one-time use stencil. When stenciling with a sponge, you should dip it in the paint, and if you look at the sponge and it looks wet, it's too much paint. You can stencil over it again if it's not dark enough. When I walk around my home, I see pieces of my family in the plants. I have lilies of valley from my aunt that's been dead many years. I have hydrangeas from my aunt that I love so much. I have a whole row of roses that my mother rooted for me. I have mint, lemon mint from my mother. I have mint from my grandmother. I have a white rose from my grandmother's home. As I walk around, I see all these memories in these plants. I have trees that my dad brought in the trunk of his car 45 years ago, and now they're huge. You can find peace in your garden. Once I was finished stenciling, I removed the plastic stencils, and I used a tool to remove the inside of the E's and O's. Next, I used the Birds, Branches, and Blossoms IOD stamp to create a design on the potting bench. I used a little black dress, blue iris, and several other colors to create the design. You roll it on with a brayer and then stamp it onto your project. I sell the IOD stamps in my booth at Just Around the Corner. I also sell them for a limited time in my Etsy shop, Goodson Vintage, and soon in my online shop, goodsonvintagetreasures.com. You can buy my IOD products there. This set of stamps comes with several branches, 2 birds, and a collection of flowers. It's very versatile, can be used in many ways on many projects. For a little finishing touch, I added some of the butterflies from the butterfly stamps. When using a stamp on a flat surface, I like to take a soft cloth and press on it. It's good to hold one hand on the stamp and press with the other hand so that you don't wiggle it and make a double impression. After I stamped the bench, I sealed it with marine varnish so it could be used outside. So, plants can be a way of connecting with the past. My aunts are gone, all of them, but I have plants that grow every year and remind me of them. So, like this piece of furniture that I painted, I found that message, this quote from Aubrey Hepburn, and I think it's perfect. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. I believe in tomorrow. Do you? Subscribe to my channel, Goodson Vintage Treasures, for more how-tos. And if you're looking for IOD products, my Etsy store is Goodson Vintage. For a limited time, my products will be there. Look at Just Around the Corner in Lincolnton, North Carolina, or very soon in my new online shop, goodsonvintagetreasures.com.